forgotten. Forever, forever, let's run away together. Let's run away together.
So what's up guys, and welcome back to another video on the channel by me, Barrow on Tour. Yes, I'm back with a video on the channel. In today's video then is a bit of an a bit of mixed emotion video again. It is a contract news update from the Bluebirds. Barrow have kept hold of players, they've sold players, a player has retired, and a few players are released and stuff like that, and on terms of signing another contract at the Bluebirds. But before we do get any further into the video, if you haven't already, please don't forget to smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on so you'll be notified every single time I post a new video. Let's get straight on to speaking about who has said, who's still got a contract with the club, who has been released, and who is still in talks of potentially offered a new contract at Holker Street next season. So Barrow AFC have confirmed its retain list for the following conclusion of the 20/21 campaign. So we have 10 players in contract at the club. There are Ollie Banks, Tom Beeling, Patrick Brough, Bobby Burns, Jamie Devitt, Lou James, James Jones, Mike Jones, Matt Platt and Scott Quigley. My opinion on this, we definitely need to bring in a few more players into the club for next season's campaign. 10 players in the squad at the moment, that is not enough for a 46 game campaign for next season. We definitely need to bring in players coming into next season. 10 players in the squad, that's not even a full 11 at the squad at the minute, so we definitely need to bring in some more players into the squad. A few players that I would like to see being brought into Holker Street and that Barrow. Andy Cook, he used to play for the Bluebirds a few seasons ago. He's at Mansfield Town, the striker. Also, maybe we could bring back Danny Rowe, even though a lot of Barrow fans do hate Danny Rowe, but I think he'll be a good impact striker to come to the club. Ex-Bradford, ex-Oldham, also ex-AFC Fylde. He did sign for Chesterfield, so if we could bring him in from Chesterfield, that would be another decent little contracting players. So the club have exercised the 1 year option on the contract of the following players: Connor Brown and Dimitri Say. To be honest, I am very, very happy that the club are allowed Connor Brown and Dimitri Say, the Frenchman and the Englishman, to sign to extend their contract for a year. Connor Brown, he missed half of the season last season. Michael Jolly putting him on furlough and stuff like that, not allowing him to give him game time. Then Rob Kelly brought him back into the squad, and he made a massive impact for the last few games of the season that he was playing. Man of the match performance against Forest Green, I think, scoring a goal against Bradford at home. Very, very good goal, to be fair, from Connor Brown. That was a good goal for Brown. Dimitri Shea, not really been shown anything this season, been coming off the bench. He made an okay impact coming off benches and stuff like that. So let's see what he can bring to the squad next season if he does get game time. Now let's move on to players that are in talks of potentially having a new contract at the Bluebirds. So new contracts have been offered to 4 players at the club. We'll report the further news on these in the due course. Brad Barry, Joe Dixon, Cozy Inclay and Jason Taylor. I would definitely like to see Brad Barry stay at the club. He was one of the people in the squad to see us get into the Football League. If he doesn't stay and play another season in the Football League with the Bluebirds, I think he's got a passion for the Bluebirds. I think the fans love Brad Barry. I potentially love Brad Barry as a person. I did an interview with him on the channel. He's a very, very genuine guy. Congratulations to Brad Barry as well for on his recent birth of his first birth in a daughter. Congratulations to Brad Barry and his wife. But also Joe Dixon, very, very good young keeper in my opinion. Linked with Bolton Wanderers. Ian Everett wants to bring Joe Dixon to the squad. Cozy Inclay, very, very good left back. A lot of fans are saying they want to keep hold of Cozy Inclay. I agree with the fans that have put that in this. I agree with the fans to keep Cozy Inclay. He's a very, very defensive left wing back. I did have a mixed talks about Cozy for Inclay. I think sometimes he can be inconsistent and doesn't, against Mansfield at home he was very, very inconsistent giving the ball away and stuff like that. But he's still a very, very good player. Jason Taylor, the leader of the club, he has to stay. He has to allow to be signed another contract. He's a leader. He's the man that has potentially helped us get. Well, he's not helped us, but he's been there. He's been there from day one when to get us into the Football League. But he's a very, very genuine man. He's a leader. He's the captain for the club. If he doesn't get to stay at the club, he'll be very, very disappointing from the backroom staff and something like that, from the board and stuff and the manager to allow him to be head coach. But now let's move on to some bad news. The player that has retired, we all know who the player is, but let's move on to that. So some bad news to come from the club. We all know about this player, Lewis Hardcastle. He is formally retired from professional football due to an ill health with a heart condition. But we continue to offer support to him and his family and offer his best wishes for the next step. Yeah, it's very, very gutting to see Lewis Hardcastle have to retire in a very, very young age with a heart condition. But we do wish all of you. I know Lewis Hardcastle is a very, very strong man, mentally and physically. I know he'll get through his condition and stuff like that, and he gets the right treatment. But it's very, very, as I've said, it's very, very gutting to see Lewis Hardcastle has to retire at a very, very young age. We will remember him. We will remember him as the Bluebird. We'll remember him as the captain at the start of the 2021 League 2 campaign after 48 years. He getting that goal against Newport County. We're never going to forget that from Lewis Hardcastle. But now let's move on to players that have been released from the Bluebirds. Some big names here have been released from the Bluebirds. So the following players have been released at the end of their contract, and the club will like to thank them for all their efforts and wish them for the success in the future. Calvin Andrew has been released from the Bluebirds. Very good impact player in my opinion, helping us out for the remainder of the season. Very, very good target man, helping Scott Billy up top. Courtney Baker Richarlison, We didn't see anything from him this season. He had a hip problem, and he went out on loan at Barrow, so we didn't get really to see much of him. Dion Donahue, going back to Swindon Town, he was on loan with us, I think, from Swindon Town. Good, thank you for your service, Dion Donahue. He only played a few games, then he picked up an injury, and then we didn't see him after that. Callum Gribbin, very, very surprised that his contract had run up. I think he was on loan from Manchester United, but that man, he didn't really show anything in my opinion. I think League 2 wasn't the best place for Callum Gribbin to be. Maybe National League would have been his best for Callum Gribbin. Maybe he could have gone to Stockport, Sutton United, maybe Wrexham, could have had Callum Gribbin. Sam Hurd, he was helping out Rob Kelly in the back room as technically his assistant sort of thing. But Josh Kay, also he's been released on contract. Also another player linked with Bolton Wanderers. Same with Sam Hurd as to be part of the backroom staff at Bolton. Josh Leals, another player that we could potentially get into backroom staff at the Bluebirds. Scott Maloney, Michael Njoli, very, very disappointed to see Michael Njoli go. I did really rate Michael Njoli coming into the squad, making an impact. Morgan Penford, not seeing much of him either. Chris Taylor, very, very good to see him being released on from the club. He was a very, very good centre midfielder at the Bluebirds. Scott Wilson, we didn't really see anything, but when he did get the game time, he was very, very good at the centre at the back. And Yonan Zuma being out on loan from Alversham, being out on loan to Alversham. We brought him in from Bolton Wanderers. He did get a few games, and then he went out on loan to Alversham, and I don't know how he did it. Alversham. My thoughts on this is very, very upsetting to see these players being released from the club. I really like Calvin Andrew. He made an impact for us from the back end of the season. As I've said before, Calvin Andrew was a very, very good impact into the squad for us for the back end of the season, helping Scott Quigley up front, being a target man and laying off the good balls into Quigley's feet and Quigley getting the opportunity to score. But I do wish all these players the best for their future, and hopefully there's bigger things for them to come for their future of their footballing career. But yeah, the club are in current reviewing in its backroom team, and further discussions are due to take place with Sam Hurd and Josh Leals in the upcoming days. But Sam Hurd linked to go to Bolton Wanderers as part of Ian Everett's backroom staff. Ian Everett wasn't allowed to bring any players when he did leave for the first season at Bolton, but now he is allowed to sign Barrow staff and players if he wants to. But that is the end then of this contract news. What is next for Barrow? We haven't signed the manager yet. We haven't made any signings, but I think the next video that we'll be doing on the channel is who Barrow should sign at the club and who they should sell. But definitely a few players that we could bring into the squad. But if you have enjoyed this video, then you know what to do. Smash like on the video, subscribe to the channel, turn post notifications on to be notified every time I make a video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you for another video very, very soon. All the Bluebirds, and peace.